One more time.
13! Can you believe? He's given him! Peter Siddle's got a hat-trick on his birthday!
Not yet.
This is Big Bill.
And we are back. Episode 11 of Blokes with Big Calls. A very, very special episode, if I do say so myself. Nicholas, why would that be?
Well, we've got a new member to the Blokes with Big Calls family
Woo!
to introduce. One of the lads here's good mates, Austin Bruff, joins the team. Welcome,
Bruff.
Austin.
Thank you very much. I've been looking forward to this for a very, very long time since I saw you guys get the podcast up and about. So I'm ready for a big debut.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
We've been watching you from like the wings, assessing your game style and how you play, how you go about it.
Well,
Yeah.
considering we've recruited you from Croc Media, so it's a
That's
pretty
right.
big signing. Like,
Hutchie. Didn't want to let you go.
He didn't want to let me go, but I think my talents would be best suited to the Blokes with Big Calls.
onward
podcast.
and upward.
Exactly right. Croc Media just wasn't cutting it for me.
So we do have Jackson Mays here tonight with myself, Bally, and Austin. We've got Jack Wilson running a bit late. He's got priorities at footy training, but
Classic Wilson,
we'll
to be
dismiss
honest.
that. So,
He's
but we'll
done
get into it.
He's done the Bernie Vince and Mr. Tramp.
Oh.
Anyway, so we're 3 rounds in to the AFL season, and it's safe to say that no one could have predicted how this has unfolded so far, and which is good. The teams are turning up, which we wouldn't think they would, and teams that are supposed to turn up haven't. So
Gold Coast being 2-0, no one would have seen that coming at the start of the year.
Mhm.
People had them down for maybe 1 win, 2 wins for the season.
Especially
So-
losing a lot of their key players as
Exactly
well.
right. It's been good for the competition, and a lot of the games have been nice and close. Like the scoring hasn't been great, but the games have been a lot closer. So
Competitive.
yeah, exactly.
And that's what you want as an AFL team, or you don't want to blow it every week. You
Yeah,
actually want to be
exactly.
watching the footy and think, hey, they're 10 points down. You never know what can happen.
As a fan, I want to go to the football and know my team's going to be in it for the whole game, and that's what you've seen with most of the games, like in these first 3 rounds of the AFL. So it's been good.
Yeah, but
Good
you can
watching.
barely see anything from the stand, so I mean...
yeah, put the glasses on. As it stands currently, Geelong are on top of the ladder,
Geelong
followed by
3-0, Brisbane 3-0.
the only undefeated teams in the comp.
Which is how we like it.
Which is
Geelong first,
fucked
Brisbane
up.
second.
That's not what I like to say, but it's good to be up the top end of the ladder.
It is, and it's good to be not a Bombers fan, so...
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then down towards the bottom we have Melbourne at 0-3 and Carlton at 0-3, which is
Melbourne.
a beautiful sight.
Melbourne.
Beautiful sight.
0-3.
And
What a
that's
shock.
crazy.
Oh,
Absolutely
those
crazy.
stupid cunts are crawling back into their hole.
That'll be a big game this week. I think I got Sydney this week.
Massive game, Sydney at Sydney. So, who also, I think they're 1-2.
Yeah.
But have looked a shadow of themselves, as if they look slow. Buddy looks slow, so they really need to kind of get a bit of a move on. So it'll be a good test for them because
Massive game. You don't want the Demons would not want to go down 0-4 and
No.
they'd be in this massive
They'd-
hole.
One thing with the D's that I actually have noticed that I haven't seen this year is none of the cheese boards have come out of the MCG. So,
That's their problem.
that's what
the
needs
problem.
to getting back on track.
the
It's
supporters have lost their way.
It's the spread, the cheese board. It needs to come out.
Oh god.
But I think the loser of that pretty much is in dire straits.
Yeah.
Obviously, Melbourne 0-4. It's pretty hard to make finals from there. Sydney go 1-3 again.
I think Sydney would be the only team within the comp of recent times that if they start the season 0-4 can still make finals.
Because they made it
Good call,
when
good
they
call.
went 0-6.
Yeah,
Couple.
yeah.
Which
Was
is-
that
but I
last year or
think-
the year before?
I think that
Last
they're the
year.
only
Yeah.
team now that outside who's started poorly can make the 8.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. So
Apart from the Bombers.
I wouldn't have thought so.
They
but,
will be flying home.
It'll be tough, but they need to get on track sooner or later. But hopefully it's not this week.
Demons have played us into form and we will overrun Brisbane.
Well, I don't want to see that.
5-goal win.
I don't think they'll win.
But I believe it's supposed to be a pretty muggy, overcast day on Saturday. So
At the MCG?
whether or not it's
at the
raining or
G.
not, but it's not going to be perfect conditions by all reports. So that'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Definitely will be.
One big thing that I would like to make note This is some big news that's happened today. I don't know if you guys have followed it, but I have. And do you guys know a young guy, 21 years of age, named Tom Wilson?
I know Jack Wilson.
Yeah, but do you
Can't say I know Tom Wilson.
He currently is in the Boomers side as a big, tall, can't remember what position. He plays for the Sydney Kings, and he has been released from the Sydney Kings and opted out of his contract to pursue an AFL career.
Swingman.
So currently can be classed under category B rookie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the 3 clubs that have shown interest are Collingwood, Geelong and Gold Coast.
Okay.
So
There you
that's
go.
interesting. Basketball converting to AFL in the upcoming season.
I know Brisbane have one on their list that we converted last year, Tommy
Was it
Fulton.
Matt Eagles?
No, it's not Matt Eagles.
The recruit.
He was recruited from the recruit, but yeah, Tommy Fulton. He was recruited last year. Don't know about his progress, but
Yet to see.
Well, you know, Josh Jenkins went from basketball to footy. Same with Kurt Tippett.
did you know
So did Hugh
Scott
Greenwood.
Pendlebury also played basketball in his younger days?
Yeah.
And did you also know that Jesse White went from footy to basketball?
I didn't know Jesse White did.
He
The
did.
guy who played for Collingwood.
He went.
Yeah, he was shit football.
He went from
He wasn't very
retiring from the AFL to he
Mm.
went to basketball.
There you
I
go.
think he played for South Australia, I think, but I'm not quite sure on that one. But yeah,
Ah, yes.
so there's a bit of a transition there with basketball and footy.
Wow. It's a beautiful sport.
But Geelong, I reckon out of those 3 that you named, Belly, Geelong are probably the ones there. They're very good at identifying those kind of raw talents and moulding them. you know.
Outside of the football
That's
team,
right,
like
so,
the Blitzarves.
If they've shown interest, then clearly maybe has something
But I
something
think
to offer.
they've got already enough B grade rookies on their list. They've got the bloke from Ireland that's just come out last year, who hasn't played ever played an AFL game. They got a Savo who only had 50 league games in him before he got drafted. Blitzarves never played an AFL game. Mark O'Connor was a Gaelic footballer. So, I mean, there's already 4 there. And they've also got, I think, 4 or 5 currently tall ruckmen.
Well,
And this
I
bloke's-
don't know if they expect him to play.
But you can see from their track record that they're obviously very, very talented at scouting this talent and getting them into the squad of Geelong and being able
Stephen Wells, I
develop
believe, does
them.
all that.
Yeah, but so their development program must be probably the best in the comp
Exactly.
for a transition not from a footy background.
Exactly
Well, they
right.
may be building him up to use as trade bait in the ongoing saga of Tim Kelly. Perhaps.
You never know.
You never know.
Perhaps.
You never know.
One thing I wanted to touch on quickly before we launch into kind of the rest of the games was Dusty. It's just come out of the tribunal and his suspension's been downgraded from 2 weeks to 1 from the hit on Matt Kennedy, was it? Or
De Boer.
was it? I thought it was on
it was
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Oh, it could have been Kennedy.
Adam Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Which
Yeah,
is BS.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
yeah.
It's only because he's Dusty that it's been downgraded, but
Pretty much.
they downgraded the strike force from medium to low, which whatever the fuck that means. I think it's because that he didn't
go off
go
and
off, collapse or
the
anything.
medical report comes back. That
But that shouldn't have anything to do with it.
no, it's like it's a strike, and you don't want to see that in the game.
Intentional
Like, exactly.
Off the ball.
from
He
a
was
bloke that's
frustrated
just-
that he was playing a bad game. Matty De Boer was doing a fantastic job, and
Yeah.
You couldn't take it. You can't just take it out on someone else.
exactly
Who
right.
didn't
So
deserve to cop it.
exactly.
Even
so,
if De Boer deserved to cop it, nobody deserved a
That's
hit or a strike like that.
no,
I think Dusty's pretty much had. He's used to having it all go his own way in these last couple of years, and now that he hasn't started as free flowing, neither has the Tigers. I think it was just a little bit of a release of bit of
Frustration.
Yeah, a bit of build up of frustration.
But
Yeah.
I find it a bit dumbfounded that he initially got 2 weeks. Now he's appealed to get 1 week. That just means he's weak bender in New Zealand
Oh no!
with his dad snorting some lines has just been come down to 7 days instead of 14. He could have
Yeah.
had a 2 week bender over
he
there.
wouldn't be happy with that.
Whereas
He wanted the 2
that's
weeks.
why I think it's a bit weird that he wants to only be out of
Oh,
footy for
geez.
1 week when there's party opportunities coming his way.
Wow. Swanee would have been up for that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yes, Twenty's like booking a hotel. Oh fuck, mate, it's been downgraded.
Is-
Oh fuck,
What are you doing?
I've already booked a fucking fade.
No, Dusty's dad's just throwing the remote of the TV. You stupid son, you stupid.
Should have hit him harder.
But yeah, Richmond they're not looked at again. a team that's looking to shadow themselves. They've lost that hunger.
No
that
players, no
attack.
Richmond.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's so shit.
Well, Rance is gone.
they're going to go
Reebok's
into...
gone.
Yeah, they're gonna-
Cochin's gone.
Dusty's
Dusty's-
gone.
It's going to be a long...
Max gone.
Oh,
Yeah, they've been a long time without those players, so
that's
they haven't
the creep.
played without those players before. It's been a couple of years.
They need
They
Richard
don't, have a,
Tambling.
they don't have a defender, though. With Rance going down, who goes as main key defender?
Richard Tambling.
They've got Vlosten or Grimes, who's not a key defender. And so, obviously, they're going to leave goals, which means they're not going to be premiership contenders.
It's hard to say they are. I think it's pretty much...
Tom
as it
Lynch
sits,
is
West
holding
Coast-
him. He's holding it.
West Coast to lose. They looked very good. They've had the
Dude.
Pies sorted out on the weekend.
We're flying high.
Their
especially
midfield...
especially with all their home games over there. They're not
Oh,
going to lose
it's
too many
crazy.
over there.
It's crazy. Their midfield just kind of sets the Pies alight. Gaff, Sheed and Shuey, well, they probably almost would have had about 90 between them. Which is,
He's just turned it around.
Gaff
He
was very good on his comeback game, 35.
She's gone from a nobody player. He's played probably a good final series last year, but through his career, he's been a passenger.
he's only young.
But he's been I know he's young, but he's been a passenger so far up until last final series, and now he's just sort of something's clicked, and he thought, "Fuck, I'm going to be a good player."
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think Gaff going down, it kind of was his chance to really step up and show what he's made of, and he done it.
Had another 25 and 3 on the weekend, so
25 and 3.
I think it was 25.
Did you have what Gaff and Shuey got?
Gaff had 35.
Yeah, so that's
And
60.
Let
Shuey
me-
would have got. I think Shuey might have had 29
Let me
from
just
memory.
have a look for you.
But it just kind of shows that
The dominance of
Yeah,
their ball winning.
and they're not scared of the Pies' incredible midfield on paper.
So Shuey had 24.
24.
that's-
So 84
it's-
between
yeah,
them.
It was close.
That's still a lot.
28
between
each.
three players.
That's right.
Exactly right.
And they run and carried, and they kind of did what Collingwood did to Richmond a few weeks ago, where they just kept the ball off them and didn't really allow them
Played
to
that
spread.
possession football.
Played possession football, which is, I reckon is an early. Look, I don't know if it's because of the rule changes and everything like that, but that as an early kind of sign, that's what teams are trying to do now. They're trying to. I don't know. As I said, I don't know what there was results from, but the teams are kicking it around, happy to kick it backwards, until something opens up. I don't know. It's strange.
It's the restricting ball use of their opposition to be able to do anything, like influence their game. Because if they're just kicking around the back line, the opposition are going to get frustrated, bored, in one sense, to be like, hey, we can't man this up.
Give me boom.
If the way that they play, so they have to change structurally the whole thing, and then it winds down the clock as well, so it gives them less time to get in front. So
Just about who's good enough of skill level to
It's actually
execute it.
smart.
Your whole team's got to be good ball users with your kicking. So
Yeah.
you don't want to turn it over in your back half and
No.
leak goals. So
That's right.
You got to be good by foot.
It's kind of what Hawthorn did in 2008.
They just chip that
Yeah.
ball
Chip,
around
chip
the
around,
45.
and then one of them would just take not a risky, but like a 45 kick, just bang, and then they're
straight
out.
back into the middle.
And then they're out. Yeah, exactly. It's what Essendon's trying to do, but can't.
Rightio.
Yeah, but no, it's funny how the dynamics and like the way the game, what wins teams premierships, it changes. Like Hawthorn did this 10 years ago, then Geelong they changed it again, even in their super dominant period where they went up the wings. They, instead of going always through the middle, they kind of changed it. And then Richmond changed it again where it was all about pressure. Not really any...
I think
small forwards
Western
and-
Bulldogs started the pressure.
True, actually that's a good point.
And then
That's a good
Richmond
point.
thought, hey, that's actually a good concept.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of small players who can be quick and
Yeah.
tackle.
That's
Let's
a good
adopt that.
Exactly
That's a
right.
good point.
And that's what Richmond did really well. They probably did it better than the Dogs
Yeah.
did. And then now, with this 6-6-6 rule,
It looks like it's changed again.
you never know who's
Which is
going to
good,
win out.
which it seems like it's evened up the competition. Like, I don't think many teams are going to get blown away,
Except for Melbourne.
except for the shit teams
That
that don't switch on.
2 weeks
But, like,
ago, Geelong and Melbourne.
you saw what happened with Danger in that game against Adelaide.
Exactly.
That breakaway.
If players who are good enough are going to thrive on it.
Oh, Lucas just walked in.
What's going on?
Jack Wilson just walked in.
How are you, baby?
Wait, shut the door.
Looking great.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, look at him, he's
Sorry,
sweating.
got caught in traffic.
The skins are still on.
Caught in traffic.
I said you did a Birdie Vince and just missed the tram.
Did he actually do that?
Yeah, and he ran 10Ks to the
Oh,
MCG.
yeah.
Classic birdie.
How was training?
Oh, you know, just running rings around everyone.
Oh,
yes.
He's looking to get
The
a
joke
come up into
is,
the
I
ones.
didn't get a kick. I only just got here, everyone, but this is the guest you have all been waiting for.
Yeah.
The amount of epic debates, discussions, violent arguments we've had.
Physical altercation.
Penetrating.
But no, there's going to be some big podcasts coming up. Get ready for listeners.
What do I miss?
Get ready for us to press speed
Oh,
calls.
true. And all 8 of you better be ready.
Also,
Especially you, Liam Cook.
also
Yeah,
for our listeners out there, if you haven't heard, we have stepped out to the YouTube platform.
We've branched.
We'll be testing it out for the next couple of weeks.
We're certainly no young King Cookson.
Trying to put out a little bit of content. Let us know what you think of the content, but we'll be trying to work on it. So look out.
The first vlog was very good. Jackson nearly got in a fight with a North
Oh,
Yeah.
as if you. So, all of our listeners, if you go back to watch this video, when one stupid Jackson Mays is waving off the North Melbourne supporters, you'll hear
Bye.
right at the end some old geriatric behind me just said, "Oi, mate, I wouldn't be waving away, people." And I said, "Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, was it Jonathan Brown, was it?
Yeah, I said, "Sir, please elaborate as to why I would not do such a thing." He said, "I'm just saying, mate, it's not a good look waving people away." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, sir, but Brisbane," me pretending to be a supporters fan, said, "Mate, look, we barely get a fucking win. You know, let me enjoy it. I think you should calm down and be having a bit of fun." He said, "I just wouldn't do it, alright?" Trying to be the big hero. And I told him to shove one up him. So,
Just because he was having to cry that his team lost.
yeah,
Didn't mean that other people could have some fun.
Exactly. So that was good fun. And yeah, so go watch the vlog and you'll hear right at the end the old one chirp up. Oh, but Wilson's arrived. We were just touching on how... Well, I was touching on because I'm the kind of...
I was touching mates.
I'm the prophet here.
Yes.
About how the game dynamic has changed and the way that teams are playing footy in the last 10 years is kind of going in a
Absolutely.
circle. How what it seems like in 2019 is teams are prepared to chip it around, and then pull the trigger and go. Instead of that constant pressure, what has run Richmond and the Dogs premierships in the last kind of... It just seems like the new rules have changed the way teams are going
They
to
have
play.
it's definitely opened up the game, I think.
Yeah.
Also, I think that having an elite midfield with a elite ruckman will win you a game.
Big call.
Definitely.
That'll win you a game because
Well, that's why we brought Zach Clark in, because, I mean...
you get first usage of the ball and like danger.
Yeah.
You just get that space and
I'll give it to you. You called it a couple of weeks back, or whether it was our last podcast or before that. Reece Stanley has been very, very impressive.
He has
yes.
At this point in time, I reckon he's almost probably the most improved player in the comp.
Definitely.
Yes, well, he's been the probably biggest standout ruckman so
Mm.
far. Like, we know the likes of Gawn and Grundy are going to be dominant and superstar players. But I reckon Stanley's put a few question marks and have surprised a few of being like, hey, this bloke can actually play some football.
He's always had the mobility. For his size, he's very fast. He can cover the
Yeah,
ground
he
well,
is
but he
fast.
just never really had the craft about him. He
That's
had to
right.
work on his...
I think, it's slowly coming to him.
But also, St Kilda always played him as a full forward. And same with Geelong when he first got there. He played as main key forward until they thought, hey, nah, you're not a key forward. That's not your natural. Go into the ruck because he can run rings around ruckman going up and down the ground. And now I think he believes that he is a ruckman and they've stuck to him being that one position. Have you noticed that they don't really swap him into the forward line as much now? They'd rather put him on the bench and let him have a rest there than up forward.
He still goes down forward a couple of times per game, and he's able to hit the scoreboard.
Not as much as what he used to, though.
I think the way the game is going, you have to be a mobile ruckman now, unless you're a Max Gawn. Because I reckon the tap ruckman sort of like the Sanderlands type, well, not him, but the blokes that are just can't cover the ground very well. I think they're getting left behind. You've seen Grundy, I think it's hard to say. I think he might be the best ruckman in the comp, just in terms of that.
Versatility.
Gawn is the best tap ruckman by easy, but he's so versatile. He can cover the ground. There's still ruckmen in the comp that like don't want to kick it. They want to handball it every chance.
Yeah.
But Grundy on the run, he's confident.
He's a good kick.
He's a good
He
kick
is.
on the run.
And he's so good at getting that link chain handball where you see so many players handball to ruckman and they go,
Yeah,
Like,
that
he's-
is-
Grundy's quick. Like
He's almost an extra mid.
Yeah,
I was going to
definitely.
say, I was about to say the exact same thing. He's like an extra mid.
Mm.
On the weekend, he had 12 clearances. So it just shows...
Fuck,
as a
Yeah.
ruckman, that's
as a
fucked.
ruckman, it just shows that...
That new rule of being
Able to grab it out of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruck's got the notes. I'm very impressed.
The stat he can't prepare. He's had 12 months to so I fucking expected this. But no, I agree, Austin. He's going to become that complete. Which I reckon you're right, was he's overtaking Gawn because Gawn is probably superior in the air and probably as a tough ruckman.
Yes.
But you can't just be that anymore. You've got to be able to.
And you see, like Gawn is being targeted very heavily in his first few rounds, and especially against Port, he didn't really cope with it too well.
He got
No.
bullied.
By
By a bunch of 18-year-olds.
cry.
Did you guys also know that I think Grundy's out of contract at the end of the year?
There was a silly rumour going around that because his brother's at Adelaide
Yeah.
and Sam Jacobs is getting towards the end of his career, so there was a rumour going around that Adelaide were going to chase him very heavily.
Here's a post with
I
big
heard
call
that as
for you.
well.
Brody Grundy, if was to go somewhere else, would probably have the biggest contract in the AFL.
I'd almost agree with you.
I reckon he'd almost be on the 1.5 scale.
Maybe
You'd have to be,
1.7
especially with the
even.
way the game's now. Yeah.
Well, to get a good premium ruckman like himself, that's...
It's
And
rare.
he's 26.
Exactly.
He's
He
might be young.
Actually, no,
No,
I reckon he's
he's
like
tw-
24.
He is 24.
He's actually fucking young.
And he's already played close to 100 games.
And also, O'Reilly, is it O'Reilly?
Yeah,
He's
he's-
back-
he's
he's back up ruckman.
No, O'Brien.
He
Is it
couldn't
Riley
hit the side of a
O'Brien?
barn.
Yeah, it could be O'Brien
That
or something.
He couldn't. That kick was the
Yeah,
worst.
I was
I've
just about to mention, that is the best kick for goal that I've ever seen
Oh,
watching AFL
Well, he's
football.
the sort of ruckman we were talking about. You know, he's not very great.
no.
He's been on their list for like, what, 4 or 5 years?
Has he?
The last time he played a game was 2016.
He's
I
been
Right.
thought
on
he
their
was
list
like
for
debuting
ages.
or something.
Right.
That's what I thought, but get rid of him. Like, you make some...
Sandiland's still on the free.
Yeah, but he's doing more coaching now because
Genuinely haven't actually seen him play a game for
I think he's been
7
injured,
years.
but he's doing more coaching stuff now.
Yeah.
Also, with Fife going out this weekend with concussion.
Is that confirmed though? Is he going to go?
It's not-
Oh, you're
Not-
talking about
not-
this week or?
Yeah,
Oh.
this week. Not confirmed that he's going out, but I assume he will be.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I saw there was talk they're going to bring in Sean Darcy.
As another ruckman.
So they're going to bring in Sean Darcy. Here we go. So,
Well, I thought he was the number one ruck already.
no, he's not in at the moment.
Who's he behind?
I don't know, but he should be the number one ruck. But anyway, he's not playing currently. He didn't play on the weekend. But Fife was going to be out. This
Yeah.
is the proposal. Sean Darcy in.
Yeah.
And they were going to move Sean Darcy to full forward
Yeah.
and move Jesse Hogan from full forward to the midfield.
Well, yeah, because Jesse Hogan was playing some of that at Melbourne, you know, as a kind of ruckman, but not really.
But Fremantle were thinking of putting him straight into the midfield in the Fife role.
He's pretty mobile for his size.
Yeah.
Like he gets up the ground, gets a lot of.
And he
touches.
really hasn't he hasn't
got
hit
the
his
footy.
strides yet,
Yeah.
so he needs to have a bit of pill. That wouldn't be a stupid idea. Who are they playing this week?
It's a derby.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
fuck.
dark. This is
Yeah.
going to be heated.
Imagine-
It could be
Gaff
100
returns.
plus.
Imagine having Jesse Hogan in the midfield against West Coast midfield.
Gaff just punches him.
Jesse goes, "Oh, can I have a line of your coke?" And then Gaff just goes, "Bang!" And that's it.
Well, Gaff said
Hey Jesse, there's coke on my fist. Fuck.
Gaff said earlier this week that punch was one of the reasons he left. He stayed at West Coast because he said, "I didn't want that to be the last thing I ever did for a West Coast."
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
Was he
yeah.
considering leaving?
Yeah.
I think he said he was heavily considering it really, but at the end he just said that
He owed it to him,
yeah.
which is a fair call.
Fuck to think that they actually won the premiership without Gaff and Nick Nat and Brad Shepherd.
it just shows you how much.
Dev's favourite. We'll just leave his nickname out of him for it because that's not one we can repeat on air.
No, but it just shows how crazy good they can be without those superstars that you mentioned. So
All right. Well, here's a little. What did everyone have their standout performer of the week, and why? I've kind of just brought this up, so I've surprised everyone.
Yeah,
pretty quickly,
I've got one.
All right,
Yeah.
Belly, if you want to go first.
Yeah, all right. I criticised this bloke very, very heavily coming into this season, or even last season when he got drafted. He's a local product, and I'm a bit biased because I'm a Geelong supporter, but this bloke getting selected in round 1 I thought was an absolute joke. And I thought that they were having a laugh. I hadn't seen much of his football, but I just had this inkling in the back of my mind that he was going to be shithouse. And as another small forward for Geelong, shithouse. But Brian Myers to kick 3 goals and get, I think, 20 disposals as a small forward in his 3rd game at Adelaide Oval was a big standout. I thought, hey, this kid can actually play. His forward pressure was excellent. Some of the goals that he kicked
His last one, that was a ripper.
Some of the goals he kicked were like fantastic for anyone to kick, let alone a 3rd gamer. So Brian Myers is my standout of the
He's
week.
gonna be a good player. He's gonna be crafty. He kicked 7 in the TAC Cup final, so you know he's a fucking.
That's probably what got him drafted.
He can
like,
find
really.
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like what I thought was his only standout game. He only performed 1 good game on the big stage to get him selected to a draft.
I think he had a pretty good carnival. But
And
yeah.
And I hadn't heard of him being a standout all last year in the VFL, so that's why I thought, oh, is this going to be another one of the Gregsons, Parsons, all the shit forward pockets that Geelong pick up? Well,
Chris Scott actually said both Constable and Myers were unlucky not to get a taste of senior footy last season.
Well, you can look at Constable. He's ready.
He's going.
Ready, mate, and he's a big boy as well.
His body's not, he's got a good size, but he doesn't look like an AFL footballer. But he's got very good hands. He's clean and he finds the ball well. So
I think that year in the VFL would do him a load of
absolutely.
So.
It's what's made him ready.
Exactly.
Because he's earned it and hunger for it more.
Well, I think
Good on Shooker.
it's actually a good thing to have a bloke
Yeah, that's his nickname.
in the twos for a year instead of just throwing them straight.
that's right.
To the Sharks.
Make him earn it.
They might not have been ready, like the Jack Watts. Might not have been
That's
ready.
true. Anyone else before?
I've got mine, but I'm biased as well. I watch a lot of Brisbane because I'm a Brisbane fan. So this bloke, he used to play at Fremantle. He's our number 1 recruit this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, Lachie Neale.
Brownlow favourite.
Had another 43 touches on the weekend, 15 clearances, a goal at a very, very crucial time. I think he didn't get enough recognition over when he was over in Freo, playing
definitely.
second fiddle to Nat Fyfe. But
I agree.
I don't know why, but he's got a lot more recognition this year, and I think he's got 8 Brownlow votes so far.
Hey.
So 2 3s
Huge
and
call.
a 2.
But no, I agree.
2 3s and a 2. I would have thought he would have got the full 9.
No, Clug got 3 in the first game.
Mm.
So
Fair.
8
We had
Brownlow
20
votes. He'll be definitely up there in the Brownlow this year. So that is my.
Well, you know he was paying, I think, at the start of the season, $45 for the Brownlow.
Yeah,
He's into $9 now. So
crazy.
that'd be a good little smoky.
My standout player, Travis Boak actually.
Yes.
I thought he before the start of the season, I really thought he was on the decline. He didn't have a great year last year.
I think we even said it in our pre-season podcast. We said he was pretty much past it, but I'm willing to admit I was wrong.
Yeah.
Averaging 34 touches this year.
Yeah, 35, 2 goals and 7 clearances on the weekend. So
Bruff's fucking all over it.
absolute superstar.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro.
Who's your player of the week?
Oh no, well, Wills, if you want to elaborate more, just quickly on Travis Boak and how good he is, well, I just don't especially dawdle.
Yeah. Surely you would have had one.
Oh no, I've got one. Alex Sexton.
Yes,
Sexton. So
okay,
from the Gold Coast Suns, he's not a key forward by any stretch. He's a mid-sized forward, but he's, as the word used before, Belly, he's crafty. He's very, very good hands. He's quick, and he's kind of consistent. Oh Christ, I forgot to stroke there.
Consistent.
He's consistently performed for a team that has underperformed for going on 5 or 6 years now. So,
and he was, I think he played his 50th game on the weekend.
the 100th, I think.
Was it 100?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew some milestone.
But
I was
yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
he
good on him.
100.
and I think he is currently 4th in the Coleman.
He is.
I think he's kicked 10 in the first 3 rounds, and Jeremy Cameron's leading it on 14. But I think, as I think a lot of media people have reported, if he was playing in a Victorian club, he'd be probably speaking about on the same level as someone like a De Goey. So
Yeah,
Shout out to you, Alex. Keep it up.
He's second in the goal kicking with 10. So
There you go.
And
been really good so far.
you want to know what draft number he was?
I'm going to pure fucking massive gold and say 51.
What do you reckon was Alex Sexton's draft number was?
Not high.
Not high.
Yeah. So what number? What do you reckon? What do you estimate the actual number?
Yeah, that's
Was
right.
he like an academy pickup or something?
No, number. We need it. He said 50 what something?
51.
I'm gonna say at least the 60s.
Okay, bruv, what do you reckon his draft number was?
I know it. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
You fucking idiot.
Anyway, so I'll say it. He was picked up in the 2011 NAB AFL draft
11.
Yep.
by
Yeah.
number 88 overall.
Christ. There you go. So that is a bloke that's worked his ass off.
88 pick. And he's played 100 games of footy,
Yeah.
and now
He would have kicked 100 goals. Easy. How many goals did he kick? Bruv, you're the stats man. Quick.
Yeah, look, I don't have that.
I expect you to have the stats now!
he's
81
kicked 81.
Okay.
Oh, it was right there.
Oh, sorry.
28 last year, so the last
he's
2
built.
years, he's
But no, I think he's really gone to another level this year.
And his average Supercoach currently this year is 84.
Juicy.
So that's pretty good for a pick
I
who was
think
88. in the national
Supercoach,
draft.
if anyone wants a cheap, very good backman, Luke Ryan from the Fremantle Football
Also
Club.
on Supercoach,
Jeez.
I'd like to acknowledge last round's score. I got 2,233, and Jackson to my left here got 2,062.
Fuck
so.
off, it was a bad week. I had a bad fucking week.
And Austin, just beware. This week I'm playing you, so look
Oh.
out.
Oh, Christ.
I'm more focused on my draft team, to be honest.
Oh.
My draft team gave Maze's draft team.
Also, we do have a blokes
Absolute
with big calls.
Slacking on the weekend.
We do have a blokes with big calls, Supercoach.
Yeah,
So
how
you
is that
blokes,
going?
what do you? So you blokes are focused on.
I'm focused
Supercoach.
on the draft.
I'm focused on my
Classic.
real life. My real life, you virgins.
Oh, right. Jesus. That was harsh.
That was,
I think I'd rather be good at Supercoach, Jackson.
Yeah, so would I.
Some chicks might like it. We might be playing some girls on
Oh
here.
my god! Actually,
So, speaking of women's football, Katie Brennan
Katie fucking Brennan.
has signed with Richmond Football Club. I'm going for
She'd probably
Richmond
get a
now.
game in the men's 22.
She was the one that missed out on the grand final for the Dogs, and she even ran on the stage and then
She did the Bob Murphy.
She did the Bob Murphy.
Yeah.
Which no one likes that.
Which no one likes Bob
Really
Murphy, so
don't.
don't know why you'd like Katie Brennan.
Yeah, don't get me going here with Bob Murphy because I will go off my lid about Bob Murphy, alright? So I don't think the podcast is... No, shut up, Wilson. He's an absolute shit bloke who
Jeez.
plays the fucking guitar on SEN, who doesn't know what he's talking about with football,
Oh my
and he's
God.
irrelevant. He's got a rough pill and he should just go back with no premiership medal and just fuck off. I hate him. I hate him.
Christ.
That is a Nick Bell big call.
Belly's just struck me
Cop
over
that,
the
mate.
face.
Cop that, mate.
I still love you, Bobby.
AFLW, Katie Brennan. So the Tigers, because they haven't got a side, obviously.
No,
so
they're the new expansion coming out.
is there
next
another
year.
team coming?
Yeah. I can't recall who it is, but
So
there
she's
is.
the marquee picker.
Is it Essendon?
Essendon might be actually getting
Yeah,
one,
I think it actually could be a
I think we might even have someone's like niece or something, like maybe like Anthony Long's,
someone.
like Michael Long's.
There
I don't know.
also was suggestion from someone within the media realm. We won't name them due to our competitors. But
Was it Craig Hutchison?
I'm not naming anyone. But he was saying how the tournament should be run over summer and compete with cricket.
That's just fucking stupid. Like, no one's going to watch it if they're watching Big Bash.
No one's watching it now.
Well, exactly. So leave it where it's not being watched.
Oh. Well, what did they get for the grand final? 50 something.
Oh, yeah. Like,
No,
the,
that's a stupid call.
Whoa!
no, but it is.
It
Why
was-
the fuck would you put it in
But
something...
when you want to move the time of women's football, there was also another suggestion that they should play on Thursday night games.
But AFL
In
is
the
a
not-
winter
in-
sport,
in
so
the-
why
But
move
in
it
the
into
guys
summer?
season, they were thinking of playing it on Thursday nights. The Thursday nights that aren't occupied by the guys' footy season, put the females on that.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
good exposure for the league,
But also, like, I think Thursday nights, bad night for attendance and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the
people still got to work on Friday.
Historically,
I
it's
think.
not great. Unless they're blockbuster teams, they're never really great turnouts. So,
But still, it is. You get good airing, TV airing and
Exactly,
stuff.
you'll be
That
on-
spreads it a
but I
lot.
don't think they'd be on main channel 7 nights on a Thursday. Not when My Kitchen Rules is on.
or
True.
maths.
Or
Or
front bar.
maths. Or well, that's right. Front bar. So look, There's a bit logistically to figure out, but as long as the competition keeps growing,
And
they'll
it
figure
will
it
be.
out. They'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Boys, does anyone have really anything big to talk about? We've kind of covered the weekends kind of going. We haven't had a podcast for a while, so has anyone got Duke? Were knocked out. We were on the bandwagon, but this morning Virginia have won the
Yes, and I called it.
NCAA.
I called it.
Wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I believe it was.
Okay. I'll just go fuck myself.
A couple of my work colleagues asked me for my input a couple of weeks ago, and I just said...
I don't know.
Because no, I don't really follow it that heavily, because I'm a Duke fan, so I'm like, okay, Duke's out. So they gave me the 4 teams or whatever was definitely left in it. I just said, oh yeah, Virginia will win it. And then what happened? Virginia ended up winning it.
Yeah, well, they got knocked out by a 16th seed last year, so they've turned it around for sure. But NBA news, Will, say anything really? Brooklyn, I saw the Nets clinch the playoff spot.
Yeah, 2 games to go, and pretty much every spot except the 8th seed in the East is clinched. So if we're looking at matchups in the West, we'll have Golden State versus either OKC, Spurs, or Clippers.
Because they all have the same record at
Yep.
the moment.
Then we'll have Denver versus either those 3 as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Houston versus
One of those. Three.
one of those 3 as well. So
Then we'll have the Blazers versus Utah.
that's the only
Set.
bracket that's
Yeah.
set in
That's
stone.
going to be a fucking juicy conference final.
Will be.
So,
Definitely will be.
I reckon if OKC finish 8th, I think they actually have a legit chance
So do
of
I.
beating Golden State.
So do I. I think
How
that'd be a
fucking
juicy
good that
matchup.
would be for the NBA. Because, here's the twist, say Golden State, Curry goes down with an injury. Or Kevin Durant goes down with an injury. They lose to the OKC. Who then is the favourite to win the... Because the Rockets still aren't proven.
I think it'll go to the East, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee would be a
You
very,
reckon they're
very
gonna
good
win the
chance.
I think
Because if Golden State get knocked out, I think Milwaukee would be the next best thing to win.
I even reckon, even as it is, Bucks would still have a good chance to win the finals up against Golden State.
I do too, but I just think if the Warriors got knocked out,
Well,
I think
then
it'd be
the
so
Bucks
much
become
easier.
It'd be
favourites.
good for basketball if the
It
Warriors
would
got
be.
knocked out. Like, it just... I don't know.
So
But I think
I just don't know.
the dynasty, even if they do win this season, Kevin Durant's out.
Yeah.
We all know it.
see,
Yeah.
So
It's just a matter of where Knicks... Has it locked
I
in
think
Knicks,
the
do you
Knicks-
think?
Yeah.
it could be the start of the decline for Golden State if they don't win a championship or get knocked out early. When Durant's probably going to check out. Cousins, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
I think Clay's a free agent.
I
Clay's...
think they'll try and
Would
keep
Clay
Clay.
leave,
They'll probably...
though?
They'll keep one of them.
I don't think he would. I think
He-
he wants
he's-
to be a Warrior for his whole career.
that's what I... And
That's what he keeps saying in the media.
I don't
So
reckon he would leave Steph.
no, but you never know really with an NBA player.
Yeah, more money could
Someone
pop up
gets,
and be like,
someone
hey...
gets 200 million thrown out, it's hard to say no.
Well, yeah.
No,
Well,
exactly right.
what would you guys think of Durant leaving? Do you think that would further damage his legacy, or
No, I think
No.
I think he's tarnished his legacy.
I think he has
already.
as well.
No,
I think
don't
his 2 rings will be kind of remembered as...
Not meaningful?
No, that's right. He didn't earn them.
Yeah, he
And-
wasn't influential within them.
But it depends on where he lands. If he lands in New York and
Wins
Changes
the
around.
championship there.
not even wins a championship, gets them into the playoffs again,
Mm.
and makes them a relevant team, that definitely doesn't
That-
damage. his
Oh, no,
reputation.
that
That, yeah,
definitely.
but
That'll definitely help
at
him.
the
I think-
moment...
A move is the best thing if he wants to re-establish his greatness.
That's why I think he's.
He'll go
definitely-
down as a top 10 player of all time, but it's
Nowhere near the greatest.
nowhere near the greatest. But it's if what he can do in his last couple of years that aren't associated with the super team aspect.
Yeah.
I think he might want to move away because people, whenever you talk about Kevin Durant, like they will mention the fact that he, took the easy way out.
He's
Joined the 73
his
19.
career so far has been, over the last couple of years, has been negative. Like, the image on him, his career has been negative, where as if you finish the game, like, that perfect example was him going to the Knicks and making them a playoffs team, or at least getting there. Changing everything would make it a positive. And him retiring on a high note like that will be like, hey, he actually was an all-star player during his career, even though he did some bad things or like cheapish things by joining Golden State.
I honestly think that if he never joined him and was still at OKC,
They would have won a championship. I reckon they would have.
I think they could have, and I reckon
If they had Paul George in that team.
well,
Yeah, but I don't think they would have got Paul George if they had.
Oh, no, but I
It's just like so many things would have changed if he had stayed in OKC.
the thing is they actually blew it OKC. They should have beaten Golden State Warriors.
they
They
should
had
have.
them
the
down
finals.
3-1 in the
Yeah.
conference finals.
They blew it.
They blew the 3-1 lead, and then the Warriors came back and
I
won
think-
it all.
It'll be, if Durant does go to the Knicks, it'll be very, very, very interesting because you look at what LeBron's done this year with the Lakers and how they were, in dire straits, and dire straits is my catchphrase of the night, by the way. How it is so hard for one player to come to a side that really hasn't got much going for them. Yes, LeBron's a bit older now and he's not the player he was 10, even 5 years ago. But it is so hard for one person to bring an organisation up. Having said that, if Kevin Durant can do that with the Knicks, because they are pretty much at the bottom of the bottom at the moment, like they are.
And they've been there for a while.
And they've been there for a while. And they haven't got any superstars on that team at this point in time.
Is that
They've
good?
got good youngsters, Knox, and, they've got talent there. But it's the exact same as the Lakers. They've got talent, but no one proven. And you saw LeBron struggle to get them up. Yeah, he had injuries and blah, blah, blah. But Kevin Durant brings that team up, not even necessarily to a conference finals,
Just get them
but
to
even
the
just to a
playoffs.
playoff picture.
And then
That
work on
that
that.
just shows
How
that'll show his
influential
greatness.
he can be.
If
Yeah.
they
that's
can,
right.
they can keep Dennis Smith Jr. Moutier's improved a
Yeah.
lot. If they can even keep DeAndre Jordan,
Yeah.
they've all of a sudden they've got like a nice little core there.
Exactly.
And then they will get the number one pick.
And I still think they've got heaps of salary cap space as well.
They've got 2 max contracts in them, so
So big
him and
things
someone
coming.
else would be perfect.
Spike Lee's gonna have his cock in hand over the offseason.
I think they'll be the big improvers of next season if they can get Kevin Durant.
Only if Durant.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So interesting time
And-
to do that.
If they get the number one pick, then they also have Zion.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Fuck! Imagine it. Kevin Durant, Zion,
Yeah.
Zion.
Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan.
That's a competitive team.
That's a very fucking,
Exactly. So it could all change this off season.
That's right. Be very, very interesting. But yeah, I think going back to it, I think Golden State will be hard to beat, especially if they have a fully fit team. But if they were to lose, it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing finals.
Yeah.
Depending who it does.
We'll just have
I'd love to
at
see something like
Yeah.
the Bucks Blazers or something like that.
the
Fucking awesome.
East matchups. I really, really hope that Miami make the playoffs.
I don't think they will.
but at
38
the-
and 42.
At this stage, it's looking like Bucks, Detroit. If it's not a sweep, then Bucks will beat them in 5. Then we got pretty much a lock is Toronto, Orlando. Then we'll have Brooklyn and Orlando can still swap spots, but it'll be Philly, Brooklyn, and pretty interesting series 4 and 5.
That won't be
Celtics versus Pacers.
That is
I-
interesting.
I
Pacers have been.
think Pacers are a real good chance
without
to beat
Oladipo,
Boston.
they've just
That really
sneaking along.
surprised me.
Miles Turner's
They'll
played some
beat
really good
Boston.
basketball.
You reckon they'll beat Boston?
I think
They'll
Boston have been in all sorts recently.
I know, but they've still got so much talent on their roster.
They just need,
they
yeah,
haven't
get it
done well
together.
against good teams.
Yeah, that's
Hayward to go missing.
Be interesting.
well, he hasn't been the same since that
They did
horrific injury.
Whose leg was worse, his or Valenciunas? Probably Valenciunas.
Can't say I've seen that one.
I would say yes.
Kevin Ware.
Casper Ware was it?
Kevin Ware.
Oh, Casper Ware's the fucking.
He plays for the
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah,
He plays for Melbourne.
United, yeah.
Oh Christ. No, hang on. Was it Nurkic or Valenciunas?
It was fucking Nurkic.
Yeah, it was Nurkic.
I'm like Valencia.
And then
Is that the one that's recently that happened? Like,
to add
Yeah.
insult to injury,
That
the ref
one
has just kicking
kicks his leg.
Kick him all the way through.
That is the worst injury I reckon I've ever seen in
What's the
sport.
worst injury you've ever seen in sport?
Oh fuck! Nathan Brown's broken leg.
Nathan Brown
That
was
was
broken in 68 places. I
It was
believe.
equivalent to someone who's been in a car
Car
accident.
What was it?
God.
Was it that bad?
In like 2004.
I remember when
was
it was
killing it.
2000.
I remember when it was.
And he
That
got
fucked his career.
The smother just landed on top of his
Oh,
leg.
I
And
don't
it
want
just,
to give you.
Yeah.
We'll put that on our Instagram later.
No, we fucking won't.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we will.
No, we fucking
We're
won't.
putting it on. You have no say in it, alright?
Worst hyperextension I've ever seen
Kids,
was Robbie
that's-
Gray.
Robbie Gray, that was.
That was fucked. On the fucking evil, Eddie had to
Wait, and
Claims.
Higgins the idiot term?
claims victims.
Kids, that's just a life metaphor. Don't put your head over the football. Don't try and smother.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
Don't
let
play
it go.
AFL.
Just let it go.
As Austin Bruff once said, where's my fucking head umpire?
Oh,
That's a classic.
here is a legitimate
Oh, Paul George.
topical question. Even
Paul George has broken leg.
what
Oh, yeah, that was.
what has claimed more victims? The Etihad turf or George Pell?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna have to
still
stick
gonna
by
say
Etihad Stadium's turf.
Sorry, Marvel.
But that's not to undermine George Pell because he's also claimed a lot of victims. but it's still stating how shit Marvel Stadium surface is.
With services, the Melbourne Victory of late at the SCG twisting his knee and is out for 4 weeks. Just because of
Who?
one of the Melbourne Victory players.
Oh,
Kevin
fuck.
Muscat got up to the media and he was fucking ropeable. He gave
Kevin
the
must get angry. What?
I know. It's so weird.
I'm
but
pretty sure he tries to throw hands with every other A-League.
he literally lost his shit just because one of his players twisted his neck. Because the
Which
surface of
ground
the
was
SCG.
There's 4 different sports playing on the SCG at the moment.
Yeah, that's how shit the surface is.
Well, they've got Melbourne and Sydney are playing there this week, so hopefully no injuries occur in that game.
No, there will be. He will do his ACL.
Should we have a
That would
look it
not
out?
be good.
Should we go through the games this week? And
Yeah, I reckon
our
we should
thoughts?
finish
Sydney versus Melbourne at the SCG.
I'm going to go ahead and tip Sydney.
Sydney.
I think the D's will bounce back from their 0-3 start. They're just lacking the connection between the midfields and the forwards. So I think they'll work on that during the week. They're getting plenty of inside 50s. They just need to finish it off.
Melbourne's defence though, Buddy Franklin.
Yeah.
If there's ever going to be a game where Buddy shows us that he's still got it,
Buddy will
Tonight,
kick 4+,
that's
I reckon, this weekend.
I'm going to
That's a
go
big call.
D's as well.
Yeah.
I think Sydney.
2-2.
I think Sydney rely on their ability to win the ball on the inside.
Josh
They're
Kennedy.
matching up against Clint Oliver,
Yeah.
Angus Brayshaw, Max Gawn. Who's Sydney Ruckman?
Callum Sinclair.
I think let's not to, like.
Sinclair.
Come on, Gawn's gonna fucking win. Like,
Just stating the obvious there.
Bend over, cunt.
they've lost McVeigh.
Yeah.
Leadership down back. Yeah, he was
Like-
done anyway.
I think
That's such a
the-
good
I
explanation.
think
I'm going to change my tip.
the outside run, I think, will get over the top of them.
Oh, sorry, what about mine? My explanation wasn't good enough?
No.
No, you're a rookie. This is your first debut, so settle down there, Austin.
Who's next?
Collingwood versus the Dogs at the MCG.
I think that, again, is Collingwood territory for a big win. They're going to hate the way they lost to the Eagles. And the Dogs, as good as they've been, I think they don't play the MCG as well as they play Marvel, so I think that could be a bit of a blowout, personally.
I'm just going to leave it short and sharp and say Collingwood.
Wells?
I'll go the Pies as well, but I think the Dogs might give them a bit of a scare.
I think the Pies will bounce back, but I agree with Wilson. It won't be
Convincing.
Easy.
convincing or easy. So, yes.
Just quickly, I know we're trying to roll it up here, but Marcus Bontempelli started the year quite well. He's averaging, career high disposals, but he's yet to really take over a game. And earlier in the year, Kane Corn said that he and Paddy Cripps would overtake Dusty and Danger as the best midfielders in the comp. Are we still all in agreement that Bontempelli's overrated?
He's averaging 30 touches.
That's right.
But I think on the weekend, he kicked 3 behinds. He could have easily kicked 2 goals, 1, and they would have won that game. So
I think he gets a lot of easy possessions because he does rack up the ball a lot, but I just don't... Like, there's times where he does flick the switch and he turns games on its head. I just don't think he does it consistently to make him the elite players what everyone thinks he should.
Yeah.
I honestly reckon at this point in time, Liberatore is playing better than he is.
Lib has been sensational, really.
Whereas that's what I just see as an outsider looking into Western Bulldogs, as Liberatore's taken every chance he can, and he's just done whatever he did, and he's turned shit into magic. The couple of goals that he's kicked off his left boot coming out of traffic, and I'm like, see, there's the chances he got to take. Whereas Pontepel, like you said, kicked 3 points. You should take them.
It's because Lib is so greasy.
Yeah, I know.
Can't
My God.
Libba had 30 and 12 clearances on the
See,
weekend.
that's
So
massive. That's massive.
Yeah.
So I thought Libba, off the back of his second knee recur, I wasn't sure he would be able to recapture the form
But
that
yeah,
he's shown
he's
in previous
really-
years. But good on him. He's been very
He's
good.
probably been one of the keys to their revival.
Yeah.
the next game would be the Cats versus the Giants down at GMHBS Stadium.
If it was in Sydney, I think I'd tip the Giants. But I think GWS have a very poor record.
I think
down
they're
at Geelong.
0-5 or something.
And they usually get
Pumped.
even last year when GWS were real good. Geelong still beat them by 10 goals, I think.
Yeah.
I think Geelong's back line will have their forward line sorted out. And that's what will win Geelong the game, I reckon.
I'm going to go ahead and tip the Cats as well.
Yeah, I'll tap the Cats as well.
But as I said, I think if GWS were at home,
It's still a danger
they'd
game
give-
for the
they'd give
Cats.
Geelong-
And I still think it is a game that the Giants can grab.
I'll give them a run for their
It
money.
just depends. I'm still just tipping the Cats though.
So next we've got the Dons versus the Lions at the MCG. Maze, you want to kick us off with this one?
No, I'll kick us off. Let Jackson go last.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's fair, I think.
Sorry Jackson, but I'm tipping Lions. I just reckon the way Lions play will just dominate the Dons. Well, probably not dominate the score, but I just reckon the ball usage will be dominated. Lions by, I reckon, about 28.
Jesus.
Wilson?
I'm going the Lions as well.
Wow, bunch of cunts.
Mate?
I think Essendon will win comfortably. I think as good as the Lions have been, they are still unproven at the MCG, which has been their biggest issue. The issue used to be they couldn't play away from home. Now, they've figured out the Etihad, I think. But fucking marvel, sorry. But the MCG is a different story. And I think Essendon play their best footy on the MCG because we have space to run, which is what we did against Melbourne. So I think, I think Brisbane are probably the better team at the moment. But I think that the MCG advantage will give us the win. Hopefully by a good match.
I know you're obviously going to tip your team, but do you have any concerns about the Bombers at the moment? Because
At least some honest
just
concerns.
personally, I'm just a bit worried about the Bombers' backline.
I think our backline's okay. I think what our problem is we have built this game plan of run and carry where it's Sard, McGrath, Parrish, McKenna off half back. But if we can't get that going in games, we're stagnant and we kick up the line, and teams are figuring that out and really ripping through us.
Do you think that Essendon fumble probably too much more than anyone else in the comp with that running game?
I don't know. I think when we do it well. I think it's just about getting that first kick. Coming out of the back line, we do make a lot of mistakes. But Hooker's back this week.
That's
Jad's a huge.
I was going to say that McKernan is actually
Very good.
A big out.
He's
That is
improved.
a big loss.
A big out if someone like Hooker wasn't coming
But
back.
he's coming
And
back.
Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart's
a good
he's
player.
re-injured his groin again, so
Oh, has he? Oh, I didn't know.
not that he was in the side, but he'll be out for about 5 weeks.
Is
But
Danaher fine?
Danaher will play some forward of footy this week, probably VFL. And I think who else went out?
Much.
Yeah, Kobe Much. So he'll probably be replaced by another mid, so probably a Langford or a...
Ham.
Oh, you'd say Langford back in the
Langford.
Yeah, Langford.
I think it was a bit unlucky to get dropped, Langford, really.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of how the game pans out and if we can get the run and carry going.
We
I
haven't
think- I
asked
think
Austin.
I think it'll be a good game, but Brisbane being still a young team, I think being up for the first 3 weeks of the season, they're due for a drop. And plus, we don't play our best football at the MCG. I've been to many games where we've gotten smashed up there. Hopefully it's a lot better game this week. I'm just hoping for a good contest, but I still think the Dons will get it done by 3 goals. So
Stop, he's already dead. No, yeah, I reckon it'll be a good game too, Austin, and let's put a slab on it.
You'll be there, Austin. You'll be at that.
Who wants to put a slab on it? Austin, I'm reaching out my hand, my very sweaty hand. Not you, cunt. You don't go for the Lions.
But I still want them to win.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
Put a slab on it.
Oh.
We're shaking from
We
across
are
the table.
shaking.
we're financially
Just like
grim
Tex
here
and
at the
Buddy.
moment, but yet you're still willing to bet a slab on it.
Texas buddy betting a slab of lemon ruskies.
Yeah, is that fucking? Of course, he likes lemon ruskies.
Yeah, I
and
know.
cunter. What are the other couple of boys?
Next
We've got about
one.
2.5 minutes, so let's wrap this shit up, or Mum's gonna hold my ass.
Port and Richmond.
Cheering does have your ass.
Danger game. I think Port are going to beat Richmond. I think they're
I
in deep shit
agree.
at the moment.
Yeah.
At the Adelaide Oval,
Wrap it through. Port.
I'll
beat
take
Port.
Richmond.
Richmond are undermanned. Go
They're fucked.
North Melbourne versus Adelaide.
at
Melbourne.
I'm going to go North Melbourne.
I'm gonna go north.
Adelaide.
That's a hard one. I'm gonna go north.
I'll take the Canyons. And the Derby,
West
West Coast Freo.
So
West Coast comfortably.
Yeah, I'll
West
take
Coast.
West Coast. Gold Coast versus Carlton.
I'm going to go Gold Coast.
I'm gonna say the Suns,
I'm going to tip
especially
Carlton.
Metricon too.
I'll tip Carlton.
Oh,
They've been
Alex
up.
Sexton to kick
Gold Coast.
14.
And the last game of the round will have the Saints playing the Hawks at Marvel.
Beautiful. I'm gonna go the Saint-Lantas.
Hawks.
There's
I'll take the
these
Hawks.
games between these sort of middle of the pack teams, and they can be real unpredictable. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will tip Hawthorn, but I think the Saints very well could get up.
Yeah.
I agree. Wills, who are you playing this weekend?
We are playing at Grovedale.
Grovedale. At Grovedale.
Oh,
At
big
Grovey.
one. The Anzac Day clash. Early this year.
No.
Wait, that's next week. They play Joey's.
They play
Oh,
Joey.
fuck, it's Joey's.
Fucking idiot.
Just cut that.
Yeah, Wilson
dumb
getting
idiot.
a game in the ones this week, I've heard.
Oh my God.
Oh, we've
That
lost,
was monstrous.
we've lost control of
Bruh,
our
that's
bowels and
completely
our
untrue,
minds.
bruh.
We're going to engage with our minds and our hearts. We're going to share energies.
Well, we have since Bruff's here.
Yeah, all right. Welcome back to Bruff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
We're looking forward to some
pack
very
is building.
heated debates. So, all 6 of you out there, get ready.
All the best, Austin Bruff, for this upcoming season of Blokes with Big Calls.
Thank you.
And
Any closing
closing
thoughts,
arguments?
Austin?
It's a
Devon?
pleasure to be part of the team, so thank you.
Jack?
Alan James!
Count the lines.
Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much.
listening.
We'll see you next week.